you guys. Yes, we made it through another week. It is Tuesday, another episode of Live with Vicky P. Yes, I hope you guys had a happy Mother's Day. Mine was great. Tonight I have two guests. Yes, two amazing guests. And our first guest, I'm going to bring him on, and I am super excited to have him on. And when you guys hear him, and hear his journey and his music, you guys are absolutely going to love him. Now, let me introduce him. It won't take but a few minutes, even though I could say all of this about him. Who Garry Percell is. Hmm. Hmm. Let me go ahead and tell you guys who he is, okay? Garry Percell is a Billboard charting smooth jazz guitarist known for his warm tones, melodic phrasing, and a style that blends smooth jazz, R&B, soul, blues, and gospel. He has over 25 years of professional experience as a guitarist, a producer, and a studio session musician. So, listen, we're going to set the tone, which I hope I did. Now, I am going to bring Mr. Garry Percell on, you guys. So, let's just go ahead and let's give him a hand, okay? All right, here we go.
Hey, 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 hey.
How are you?
I am wonderful. What a great day this is. What makes it so special to be on this show with you? Hey, I've been looking forward to this too.
Thank you so much. And I have too. I'm never nervous.
Oh,
I'm never nervous, but I'm a little nervous tonight. But
oh
yes,
no, there's no need to be nervous. No,
but I'm super to have you. And we're
thank
going
you.
to go ahead and get this thing started.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, who is Garry Percell?
Wow, Gary Percell is just a simple country boy who loves to garden, and I just love outside, and I just love life. I love people, and I just try to make people happy. That I come across, and hopefully that something that I do through the musical gift that God has given me, that it will change someone's life, or it would just change the atmosphere, and just make them feel so good down on the inside. If that happens, then my job is done.
Oh, it's done
Yeah.
because I went through your catalog and I'm like,
Mm,
this song could be for when you get married. This song can be for, an elegant event. This song
mm,
can be for engagement. Like everything it
yeah,
is right there
yeah.
in your music. Everything.
Wonderful. What wonderful. I'm so glad that it touched you, and my new record that is out now is touching so many other people, and I'm just so grateful for that.
Yes. What's the first memory you have of falling in love with the guitar?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My goodness. You're taking me many, many, many years back. I always tell this story is that in the country where I grew up at, then there was an older gentleman who lived right across the street, and he would sit on his porch with his friend, and they would drink out of this little mason jar, and I was very young then, about maybe 8 years old, and and I thought they was just in the summertime. I thought just drinking water. And so they would pass it, and another one would drink, and another one would drink, and Linward, that was his name, and he would sit on the front porch. Much older gentleman then. And he has passed on, and so much, and his friend has too. But he was playing this guitar, and he was playing the blues and
Mm.
just playing the guitar, and they was having a good time, and I just love how the guitar sound, the strings resonated, and how it sound, and they were singing along with it, and they were so happy. So that to me says, wow, that piece of wood and those little strings across there can change the atmosphere. It can bring so much joy. So that's when I fell in love with the guitar. Yeah,
And it never stopped, and you
never
just
stop.
kept going and
Mhm.
going.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You've played for decades across different genres of music. So, what keeps the music fresh for you?
It's just the everyday living. Uh, how I look at music is that people don't realize it, but the world is singing all the time. And if we would just turn our ears and listen, we can hear the trees singing because when the wind blows and there's a sound of the wind and the wind blow through the trees and the leaves will sing because they're making a sound.
Mm,
And so if you just walk down through a wooded area, and you will hear come across a stream, and then you can hear water coming across the rocks and moving, and it's making a sound. And so the world is making a sound all the time, but we need to just pay attention, and so it is with the gift that has been placed inside of me, and is singing inside of me all the time. It's playing. Uh, it is no joke of what when you talk to other musicians, where they say they don't sleep much at night, because even when we sleep at night, the music never stops. It's
mm.
continuing in our heads, and it's creating in our heads. And sometimes we just have to say, wow, that's a great song. Let me get up and get into my studio. And I'm so blessed and fortunate that I'm able to have my own studio that I'm sitting in now. Is just downstairs in my home. So
Mm.
when the inspiration happened, I can just come downstairs and turn everything on and put that idea down, because the music never stops. Even when we're trying our best to sleep at night, and so it is with Love Ballad. It's still playing in my head, although it's been recorded and released. But even at night, it plays in my head, and it gives me so much joy and peace when I hear it. So it's one,
Wow.
yeah.
That's funny that you said that because I never looked at it like that. From
Hmm.
the wind
Hmm.
to a creek,
Hmm. Hmm.
birds chirping.
Sure, they're singing.
I,
Yeah,
they're singing. I never looked at it like that. But
yeah,
since you broke it down,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
everything is singing. Yeah,
Everything is making a sound. You just have to
uh,
listen
e-
to it, and
uh,
it has a pitch, it has a tone. Now I'm
that,
gonna share this crazy thing with you. Even when I'm driving my car, is that I know what the speed limit is. If I glance down at the speed limit, and it says 55 or whatever it is, once I get to 55, I don't have to look at it anymore to keep with the speed limit, because the sound of the engine, the RPMs, huh, y'all, and
Mhm.
that it is making a certain sound, it's making a certain tone, and that tone, call me crazy if you will, but that tone resonates with my inner tone, and then in my sound, and then I know when I'm slowing down under that, or I'm increasing over top of it, because when I increase over 55, the RPMs and the sound goes up, it gets sharper, higher.
Mhm.
And when I go slower, the sound of the engine and the sound of the tires and the sound of the wind that is moving gets lower because it's slowing down. We,
Mm.
yeah. So that's powerful.
Very educational moment, you guys. Very, very, very educational moment. So
Hmm.
I have to very educational moment.
Yeah.
Very. So you've worked with legends in gospel, soul, jazz. Which season of your career shaped you the most?
When I got the job as the guitarist with the iconic group, chairman of the board, that shaped me at that point in my life, and that is because right before that, a friend of mine that was working with legendary trumpeter Miles Davis, and he was one of the keyboardists with Miles Davis at that time, and one of the producers and co-writers of some of Miles' material and songs that he released. And he was a friend of mine from down here in the South, and he traveled back to Chicago at that time. And so a lot of good things were happening. He says, "Hey Gary, there's a lot of things popping in Chicago. You need to come to Chicago, get up here because there's an independent record label, and I am that producer for that label. So come up, and you can get on a couple of things here and get some studio stuff going on as well." And so that's what I did. I went to Chicago and worked as a session guitarist and a session vocalist too, as well, like for background parts. And that was a great experience too, as well, because with that label, when we were working on different material for different artists, so if they needed female background parts on the song for a section, the emotions, "You Got the Best of My Love," in those songs, they were part of that, part of the record label. So they would sing all of the background parts, and different several other different musicians in the industry was part of that label. And I was fortunate to be part of that label as a guitarist and background singer. And so I got a call from a friend of mine down here in North Carolina, from which I live, and he says, "You ready to get out of the city for a while? There's a group that is auditioning guitarists. If you want to come out of the city." And I caught a plane out of O'Hara Airport and flew into Charlotte, North Carolina, where the audition was. And there were other guitarists I believe they had looked at, and I got blessed that they chose me as their guitarist. Uh, uh, so after I got the job with them, and immediately I thought I was going to get a little grace period before I, started getting in. They says, "Well, uh, yeah, we're going back out this weekend. Come on, you're going out with us." They had a guitar. I think they were replacing that guitar, so it was happening, and
Mhm.
so I got to stay stage side for a while and watch the show for about a week, and then after a week, hey, I'm on the stage. So that's how that went. But and so after a week or two, I asked the leader of that group, General Norman Johnson, who wrote a lot of the different songs for the chair and the board in the front, one of the front lead men and the main person. I asked him, "Says, why did you choose me as your guitarist?" He says, "Because when you played my music during the audition parts, when you played my music, you made it sound just like when I first recorded it."
Wow.
And I says, "Well, there's a little caveat about that is that when I began and fell in love with guitar and learned how to play guitar when I was 8 years old, I went and commandeered my older brothers and sisters 45 RPM records, took them down in the basement of our house, and got my little guitar at that time, a cheap guitar, but that's all Dad could get for us,
Mhm.
and played that guitar. And I was learning, what material was I learning when I was 8, probably through 10 and 12. It was Cherry and the Board records. And
Wow.
so I was learning their material, and I was very familiar with their material when I was 8 and 10. And then years later, here am I now. I'm on the stage with my icons, and I'm getting a front row seat, you
Wow.
know, of what went on years as songwriters when these songs were originally recorded, and I'm standing up here playing these songs
Wow.
with them.
Mm.
That was a pivotal moment for me, and I learned so much through that. So yeah,
I'm sure being 8 years old,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
playing around, being 8 years old, and
yeah,
then you're actually on stage
yeah, yeah,
performing. Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was unbelievable. I could not have tried to write that story, myself. Um, it was just unbelievable. But I was so grateful for that because.
I'm sure. I am sure.
Mhm.
What did young Gary think his life in music would look like? And how close
Mhm.
is the vision to that?
Well, I have to go all the way back to 8 years old again because we used to get up early on Saturday mornings, and watch television because we want to find watch all of the, I guess you call them dance parties,
Mm-hmm.
shows that used to come on, because back then for the young folk there was no cable TV, so We had the rabbit ears on the television set, and if it didn't pick up good, we get aluminum foil and put it on there. And there was only three major stations, which was CBS, NBC, and ABC. And sometimes you can get the local one, PBS, 4 or 5 station. So we would get up early on Saturday morning and watch all of the dance parties. And here we go again. It's that it was destined for me to be in the chairman of the board group, because one Saturday morning it was some dance party, and I think it came on the West Coast, and it may have been like Dick Clark's dance party or something like that. And so they were always having artists on there performing. And
Mhm.
so I was watching it, and then all of a sudden he says, "Well, we're going to a station break, but when we come back, we're going to have the chairman of the board." Wow, blew me away. So I got a chance to see them then when I was at that age on television. And that's when I said, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
That's what I want to do. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
amazing.
And that vision turned
Hmm.
into real life.
Turned into real life.
Yes, it did. Oh,
Hmm.
wow. You've been a studio guitarist, a touring musician, and now a charting solo artist.
Yes.
Which lane feels most like home?
Being what I am now, a solo artist, because as a musician, of course, it's always good to be if you want to call part of an organization, or a side man, a side person, assisting other people in their goals and their vision. And what you're doing is that you're taking pieces of their dream and their vision. You are attaching yourself to it, and you are helping them to continue their destiny. But all the time, there's one inside you too, because God is
Mm,
giving you something that is much different than anyone else's. It's an original, and everyone is original. Even, I mean, you sitting here doing what you're doing is an original. You don't do it like anyone else.
mm,
So therefore, is that was inside of me is the original Garry. And so, being a solo artist now, when I used to be on stage and helping others in their dream and creating their sound, now I'm creating my own sound that was inside of me.
mm. I love it. I love that. That
Yeah,
was another educational moment because, like you said, when you're on the side, you're helping other people create their dreams.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
I another educational moment, you guys, another educational moments. So I want to talk about your song that you're promoting now. I have the video.
Okay,
So I want you to introduce the video. We're going to play the video first, and then
okay,
we'll come back and
okay.
talk about
Wonderful. Oh, okay. The name of the song is "Love Ballad." It was
it.
originally recorded in well, it went number one in 1976 by a group called LTD, sung by the fantastic vocalist Jeffrey Osborne.
Mhm.
And that song has always been a favorite of mine for so many years. And so it is that um, I went on a 2 year hiatus, and I didn't do music at all. I was away from music for about 2 years. But then when it was the appropriate time and I says, okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming out. And so Love Ballad was one of those songs that resonated with me for
Mm,
my coming out. Because during my hiatus time is that I went through a great loss, and during that period of time, I had to rely on something that would make me whole. And that made me whole was love. And God put this love inside me. Now, I always knew what love was, but
mm,
people must understand that love can come in so many different forms. And so the the form, the regular love that we're familiar with, but God has another love,
mm,
and that type of love can heal. And so he healed me with this different kind of love and filled me with that void that was left from my lost. And so, Love Ballad, I heard, and it came back to me, and I says, that has to be the song for me to come back out on. that's love ballad. So so I created a video. Now I could have created a video from for this song would be, you know, something like riding in the car, you know, city lights and in all of moving down the road and things like that. But this song, you know, demanded that it represented love and true and pure love. And
Mm.
so the video had to reflect that of the song. And I hope when the listeners and the viewers see the video, they would see the same thing that I created for
Oh,
Love
I
Ballad.
love it. Here we go, guys. Okay, hold on. Let me get the actual video. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So I have been listening to it and listening to it.
Mm,
All right, guys. Hold on 1 second. Get the video up because it is such a sweet video. Hmm. Mm.
Mm.
Oh, wow. That
Mm.
was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Amazing,
Thank you.
amazing. I
Thank
mean, from and the video was so sweet. Like you
you.
said, you didn't have to have a full-on production. It
Mm.
was just so sweet. A couple
Yeah.
in love. And
Yes.
then you're sitting on the beach playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved it. I
Well,
loved it. I
thank you.
loved it.
Thank you. Thank you
Now
so much.
let's talk. Yeah. Hey Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina.
She said that the song Love Ballad was originally performed by LTD with lead vocals by Jeffrey Osborne. It
Hmm.
climbed to #1 spot on the R&B charts in 1976. Oh my
Yeah.
God, 1976.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. Thank you.
Hmm.
Now, the heartbreak, the purpose, and pain.
Yes.
Healing your music carries emotional joy,
Hmm.
loss, healing, reflection.
Yeah.
How does life shape the way you play?
It does. When I play, I reach deep inside. I'm an open book. It is because um, I want to connect
Mm,
to whomever that I encounter, and 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 as a musician, and when I perform on the stage, my whole goal is not just to be someone who's just standing on the stage playing music. It is that I often call it, and I use it a lot of times, that uh, I'm Garry Percell, and if you come to see Garry Percell, you're coming to see the Garry Percell experience, and up close and personal. That's the way I look at myself, because I'm not going to stay up on the stage all the time. I'm coming off the stage. I'm playing off the stage. I'm coming to your table. I'm going to interact with you, and because I believe that's what music's supposed to do. It is, because the thing is, you never know what's going on in someone's head when they say, "Well, I just want to go out because it's been a heavy day," or I've been through some things that I just got to
oh,
get this stuff off of me, and
yes.
hopefully I'm just going out and listening to some music. And so, if I can make someone smile just for that moment,
Mm.
uh, then my job is done, and that's my whole intent. I just love to see people smile, love people that is feeling what I'm feeling, and they have received what I am offering. Yeah.
Because I always ask artists, what do you think the world would be like without music?
Oh God. Yeah, it would be like eating the same dish every day.
Every
Food. You
day.
get bored.
Yeah, every day. Because I'd rather listen to music than watch TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
without music, music has been, it's therapy, is,
Hmm.
your heartbreak,
Yes.
when you're in love, when you're grieving, just
Yes.
when your children acting up, music is everything. It's
It's
life.
everything. It's
Yes,
life.
it's
Hmm.
life.
It does.
When words fail,
Hmm.
what do
That's
you
it.
hope your guitar says for you?
When words fail, I hope that my guitar will speak, and that it will just let you know, it says, "Hey, that's Garry Purcell. What you're hearing is his soul."
Mm.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you hear it, that's Garry Percell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell my grandchildren that's Garry Percell.
Yeah.
Listen to his whole catalog.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
go down and listen because I went through. I was like last night. I probably was up to
Okay.
1:30 this morning, and I
Oh
was
my. Oh
yeah,
my.
and I put a lot of stuff on. I played because I was thinking. I was like, that's the type of show that I would love for like my husband and I to go to. One of
Mm-hmm.
your type of shows,
Mm-hmm.
because of the
Mm-hmm.
ballads, the love. It just
Yeah.
the love, So
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very in this particular video.
Yeah.
At first, I had a hard time trying to get it, but Sabrina, she coached me through it. She coached me through it now. She coached me through it. Sabrina did that. She taught me something new.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and when I finally got it, I was like, I got it. I get to play it. I got it. I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo, so,
Yeah.
but your sound, style, and process.
Yeah.
You told us a little bit about your creative process. So walk
Mhm.
us through your creative process. Um, do your songs start with a feeling, a melody, or a moment?
Um, if it starts, it starts with probably a moment, because I have to be inspired, and so something has to inspire me. It can be the little things. It could be something very small that would inspire me, um, because a lot of good things always starts with something that is small, and so uh, I'm inspired by something. I may see something. I may be outside watering my grass. I may be doing something like that, and then I'm inspired by something that I see, something that I heard, and then so we'll start with an inspiration. So that will set me in a motion if it's going to be a moderate tempo song, if it's going to be an up, fast, and kind of funky song, or it's going to be a soft and passionate, laid back song. And at
Mhm,
that point, then the creativity starts. And I will be the first to admit that I don't know everything. So
mhm.
what I do is that I commandeer those that do know things that will help. And so on this song, I have to give a shout out to Chris Big Dog Davis, on the production of this song too as well. Awesome, fantastic keyboardist, and we collaborated on this song to make this song, Love Ballad, happen. Uh, and just to complete it, it is that the vocalist that you hear on the song singing the hook part of the song,
Ah,
and what we have is much more than they can see. Is a gentleman by the name of Michael Childs, and so he did an excellent job on it. He had the right temperament to sing that particular iconic line that Jeffrey
mhm.
Osborne originally sung. So that's what happens. And so in putting the song together and creating the production of the song, then I let the song speak to me. I let the song tell me who to go see, who to.
Ah,
Yeah, I don't go because see, I can go get someone that has a funky kind of vibe about themselves, and I'm doing a passionate love song. So
mhm,
therefore, that mixture just won't really make it happen. So
mhm.
I get myself out of the way, and I let the song and the music and the moment
Mm.
speak for me, and all of those pieces will fall into place.
Wow. Love it. Love it. Love it. I um I like when you said it's a moment.
Yeah,
Um and when you said it's the small things
yeah,
because actually your pain can turn into a beautiful song.
yeah. It
Um,
can.
yeah, it
Hmm.
it really can.
Hmm.
Who are the artists, not the past, because we spoke on the past artists, but the
Hmm.
present that inspires your playing today?
Presently, right now, is Jonathan Butler. Jonathan Butler is one of those that inspire me because, for two reasons, because of his vocal ability that he has, and his vocal range and his styling, but also his guitar playing is wonderful too as well. So, for those that are not familiar with Jonathan Butler, go look him up, and you will definitely enjoy Jonathan, and his gift that he's sharing with the world and anyone, and of course there's many others too, that inspire me, like Norman Brown is an inspiration in his playing, and
Mm.
so many other artists. I can go on and on. There are so many. There are so many shoulders that I stand upon as a guitarist in what I do.
Wow. The new era love ballad and what's next, your new release love ballad is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reinterpretation. Um, what can fans expect from the next chapter of Gary Percell?
Well, the chapter is still unfolding. Folding. It is the journey. I like. I always like to say that I'm on my second leg of my journey now, and right now it's evolving in and it, wow. See, can I even share this? It is evolving because love ballad is something that is much different um, than some of the other material and songs that I have previously released. Now, if you step back to 2024, of course, with the song that I remade was another remake of a ballad, which was Going in Circles, and I had Tony Terry doing the vocal on that. So I do believe that it kind of started there, um, but um, then Love Ballad now, although it's a little bit different, but it's kind of in the same vein a
Thank
little bit. That, and so um, I see, I see it turning. I see it turning to this way. So it may be two things that are on the table right now. I may be headed toward doing an EP of love songs like you've heard Love Ballad and Going in Circles,
you.
and it's great for those I mean for all ages, of course, for sure. But when you get into your season years,
Mm.
with your better half and people and like that, then those type kind of songs resonate with you, and you want to put them on in your car. You want to go to the beach and have that part of your your playlist, and
Right.
so you want to listen and hear some of that stuff, and it's great, and I think it's going in that direction. So there may be an EP that's coming later
Okay.
and in the chapter in for something like that. But still, like the other songs, like "Don't Stop," when I featured Marcus Anderson on that, that is still very much a part of me too. So I think you're gonna get a lot more music coming, from Gary Percell. Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. So, Gary, how can people follow you on all social media platforms?
They can find me very easily. Gary Purcell on Facebook. You have on my IG page is Gary Purcell underscore the artist. Or you can just go to my website, which is just simple to as well, www.garypurcell.com. There, and you can find me. I'm very easy to find.
Okay,
Oh, of course, and all of my material. If you want to hear my songs, on all of the DSPs. Yeah.
okay. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with us before you leave? Because this has been an amazing interview,
Um,
just amazing.
I'm just glad and I was excited, to be on your show tonight because I just love communicating with people, and I always say that when I meet someone for the first time, we're no longer strangers, so we must keep it going, and so it is, and I want to say to my fans and those two as well is that you're not strangers either. If you come out to see me at a live performance and show, you can bet your bottom dollar, like James Brown used to say, that I will speak to you, I will love on you, and I'll spend the time to talk with you, and all of that. And wait a minute, and I always have copies of a CD, uh, and I always press CDs with all of my material. It is because it's that people like to put their hands on something and touch it. You can open it up and you can read all the credits and all the different things and find out, who the people were on the back. And then if you want an autograph copy, just find me. I've given you places where you can find me, and I can do a signed autograph copy and get it to you. And I also have them at my shows. So look for me when I'm out there.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
A huge thank you to the incredible Garry Percell for
Oh, thank
sharing your
you.
gift with us, your
Thank you.
journey, and the heart behind the music. I'm Vicky P, and
Yes.
this has been another powerful conversation on the Live with Vicky P show. I am
Yes.
super, super excited that you did take the time out to come and share
Mhm.
your story with me. And
Yes.
anytime you want to come back,
Oh, thank you.
you are more than welcome.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Yeah, let's not be strangers. Okay.
Yes, we
Okay.
definitely don't need to be strangers. Thank you so
Okay.
much again
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
coming on live with Vicky P. And hopefully you'll be back, not very soon, when you
Okay.
drop very soon. So
Okay.
Sabrina, hit me up, girl. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, and you have a good night.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Oh my God, you guys, that was definitely a powerhouse interview in that video. Go and follow him. I'm telling y'all, last night I was up to like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Download. I was like, oh, I don't know which one I like the best. Download. Go follow Garry Percell. Go do it right now. Now, I told you guys I have two guests. So I have another guest that I'm super, super excited to bring on. And let's see, is she here yet? I think she was, but she may have stepped away for a few minutes. Um, but until she comes back on, you guys know what I have to do. I have to do some promoting. Okay, it's promoting time. Well, you know what? She just popped on. So we'll do the promoting at the end. So here we go. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I am good, Miss Debra. I am good. So what's been
Good.
going on, honey?
Girl, everything. Okay. Everything has been going on, but it's all been good though. It's
Well,
all been
that's good. Well, let me tell them who you are.
good. Hmm.
Guys, get ready for Miss Debra. Her work is rooted in the belief that every story carries weight and every voice deserves room to rise. Through her books, her events, her community initiatives, Debra empowers others to turn their pain into purpose
Hmm.
and their voice into impact. That's deep.
Yeah.
Reminding them that their lived experiences are not just chapters, but catalysts. With a heart of restoration and a gift for creating safe, transformative spaces, she continues to build platforms that honor truth,
Hmm.
celebrate resilience, and spark generational change. So, you guys, here we have Miss Debra Jefferson. Yay!
Hello, everyone.
Let me give you a look. I got a new little gadget today. So hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yes, girl. I'm utilizing stuff
Okay.
now. All right, Debra.
Mhm.
Who is Debra Jefferson?
Ooh, that's a loaded question right there already, right?
I know it.
Coming in with the hot ones. Deborah is a woman who is still becoming who she's meant to be. She has been through some life experiences, but they didn't stop her. She kept
Mm,
going. Deborah is a woman who can rebuild her life after it has been shattered.
mm.
That's who Deborah
That's
is.
who Debra is.
Hmm.
Give me one word that describes the season you're in right now.
Blooming.
Ooh, I love it.
Hmm.
I love it.
Hmm.
Blooming. See, I wouldn't have never I wouldn't have never thought about blooming, but I
Hmm.
absolutely love it. So, you know
Hmm.
how we plant our seeds and throughout the
Hmm.
years we water them and
Hmm.
then they bloom.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
That's
I
the
love
cycle of life, right?
the cycle of life. It's the cycle of
Mhm,
everything. What's
mhm.
something people would be surprised to learn about Deborah outside of the author and community? builder
Mm,
titles?
Something that you would be surprised to learn about me. I once a- attempted to go into the Navy in my early years before children, married, all that stuff.
Mhm.
I did apply, and I actually passed everything but the physical. And I will share, I do wear a hearing aid in my right ear. And at that time, I'm like, oh, I have a little hearing loss. It's not, my sinuses, all that stuff. So I go and I do other hearing tests and everything. And so it was confirmed, but that's one thing that I don't talk about with everybody about me, attempting to go into the Navy, because I love the water. And so that was like, I didn't want to go in the Air Force like my dad. I didn't want to go to the Army because it's real harsh. But the
Mhm.
Navy was going to be my thing, though.
The
Mhm.
Navy was going to be your thing, but God has different plans. Now,
That's right.
you wear different hats. So tell everybody about your different hats. You're an author, you have a podcast,
Yeah.
you do this big event every year. So let's
Mhm.
talk about, tell everybody what are those things, then break it
Mhm.
down to us.
Okay. Well, like she said, I am an author. I have several books under my collection. Now I have 3 poetry books, and I have a memoir. And from there, it stemmed on from, and I write about life experiences. So it stemmed from there to just promoting my own books and my own work. And then it grew into the podcast. It grew into me talking to other authors as well. And kind of simultaneously, actually, the expo was born out of that. And that's the Our Words Matter Author Expo, which will be in our 3rd year this coming November. They kind of merged together. And I wanted to do something for the community here in the CSRA, mainly in Aiken, but it's grown so much. So, but that's pretty much all the hats that I wear, other than being a mother, grandmother, caregiver, all the things.
Life.
Yes, life.
Life.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, life. So when did
Yes.
you realize that storytelling wasn't just something you loved, it was something you were called to do?
Whew. When I realized it was something that I was called to do is when I started sharing my work, even before I published my books, and I would share poems with people, and it resonated with them. They really felt it, and I'm like, my words got something, that what's this. Because I was
Mhm.
not always I'm a friendly person, but I was not always a party person, like I wasn't around with the crowd. So I'm like, oh, my words, are doing something. So that's when it kind of like it sunk into me that, okay, yeah, this is something that you can't hold it all to yourself.
Mm,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hold it all to yourself. Which goes with the next question. What was the moment that shifted you from writing for yourself to writing to heal others?
I will again say that simultaneously, because I was writing honestly to heal myself, just getting it out, out of my head, out of my heart. And then I finally decided, okay, you know what, let me put this all in a book. And that was actually during the leading up to my divorce. That's when I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this all in a book, and just get it out. I'm not gonna lose it on a laptop again. Yes, yes, yes,
Woo! How many times
yes,
did you have to
ma'am.
start over, girl?
Right, I lost all of it. Back then, this was old 2000 and I think 6 or 7. We didn't know nothing about the drive, the cloud. We didn't think they had the
Backups.
cloud back then, right? So it was gone. I said, not this time. Yes,
Girl, I can only imagine how you felt. I mean,
yes,
real.
I was crushed.
Well, you
Mhm.
talk a lot about breaking cycles, which I
Mhm.
love when people talk about breaking cycles. What
Mhm.
cycle did you break? Did you have to break in your own life to become the woman that we see today?
Um, I had to break the cycle of the people pleasing, the cycle of not knowing my boundaries, not setting those boundaries rather. So you have to know them in order to set them, right? So they kind of go together. But that's who that was. That I had to stop being. So I had to break those cycles. I had to break those patterns of looking for love in the wrong places, or accepting love that was below me, or just not on the same page with me. I had to learn to break those patterns within my brain and my heart, because they get ingrained in your brain cells, They
Yeah.
do. Right. And
Because
so
your heart will tell you something totally different.
yes.
Your heart really will actually feel like you in love.
Right. Exactly.
And the next thing you know,
right. Your life done got flipped all upside down.
Inside out,
Right. All the way around.
Girl.
Yes.
But my heart
right.
said, love him. My heart.
Exactly. My heart. But no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That's what my heart said.
Right.
Yes. Now, am I saying this correct? Because I struggled with this. Harabed's thoughts?
Yes, Harabed's thoughts. You said it correctly, and thank you.
Harabed's thoughts is such a unique name. What's the meaning behind it, and how does it reflect your mission?
Okay, so Harabed without the S is Debra spelled backwards. A lot of people, I get that reaction all the time. Yes, so with that, and I started using Harabed with emails and all that stuff long before the books and the podcast and everything. But when it came to picking a name for my platform and the books and everything, and I was like, Harabed. And then I didn't want to do Harabed Speaks because everybody was doing something with Speaks on the end of it, So I was like, Harabed's thoughts. And then I thought about it. I was like, because my main genre is poetry. So I said, it's those inward thoughts that you either are afraid to talk about, you're too shy, you're uncomfortable, whatever the reason may be, you don't want to talk about those inward thoughts. So that's where Harabed's thoughts came from. It's my mission to help people to process and deal with their inward thoughts that need to come out because you can't hold it in forever. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love it. And when you said Debra spelled backwards, I was like, duh.
All the time. They're like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, yes.
Wait a minute now. Okay. Let me get over that part that I was like, I didn't realize it, okay? But I'm not a genius, y'all.
Right. It's okay, girl.
What do you hope people feel when they encounter your work, whether it's a poem, a book, a post, an interview, anything? Just anything that's encountering you.
I hope that they feel. People run away from their feelings. They try to push them under the rug. They bury them. They hide them. They don't allow themselves to feel. My work should help them feel to deal with those feelings. You got to accept those feelings and feel them in order to deal with them and process and heal. So that's yes. Yes.
That's deep.
You
want them to feel.
Yes.
Because if you don't know how you feel, you don't know where to start as far as the healing process.
Exactly.
Now you can have feelings all over the place where you don't know what to feel. Because that's how I was when I lost my mom. Then I turned around I think 6 months later, I lost my dad. I did not know what to feel or how to feel. The only thing I know was I was devastated.
Right. I can
imagine. I felt like that I just didn't know what to do. Of course, nowadays we do try to educate our kids on if something happens to me, you do this. But we cannot navigate them through their feelings.
No, we cannot.
So you can love your parents and your children. You can love them. But then when they're gone, you don't know how the love still does not go away. You can't turn it off because that's an eternal love, And so feelings were everywhere from crying to
anger. I'm sure all the
Yeah, because I was like, I guess the way it happened, it was just it was both a surprise.
Right. Okay. I can imagine how that must
you know,
have
and
been.
so then I didn't have time we didn't have time to grieve for my mom because we had to kick because my dad found out he had cancer.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was like, but then
Back
when
to
I
back.
started having to learn how to process stuff because I knew deep down inside that they did not want me to be like that.
Right.
Plus, it was only myself, my brother, my sister's kid, his kids, and my kids. So
Okay.
we have other, of course,
Right.
family, but so I'm
You
the
were
oldest.
needing it. Right.
So,
Oh, okay. So you carried the load,
so
so to
I'm the
speak.
oldest. So I was like, okay,
Right. Yeah.
But I will say, once I started to get my feelings under control, then I was able to think what I needed to do next for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think what you just said, as far as feel, was
Mm-hmm.
definitely top tier
Mm-hmm.
because that is definitely feel. You
Right.
have to feel in order to
Exactly.
heal.
Right. You gotta feel in order to heal. Exactly.
Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I did say that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right. You feel in order to heal, girl. That's right.
Eli, did you hear me? Did you hear me,
Feel.
girl?
She said that's
Mary, did
right.
you hear me? Listen, so I hear me. Okay. Let's get back. Okay. Now, how was writing served as a healing for you personally? For you?
For me personally, it is getting it out of me, out of my brain, out of my heart. Like it doesn't disappear, obviously, memories are going to always be there, but writing helps me learn the process. It's almost like it helps me to separate myself from it, even though I know it all happened, everything, whatever situation happened. But the writing actually helps me to kind of like separate myself from it. Like, okay, this is not now. It's not current. It's the past. Like I always tell my mom, I reference back to my mom was in her late 70s, and so she thinks about the past a lot. So I reference the Erykah Badu, Bag Lady song. Like, gotta let all that, you gotta let all that stuff go. You carrying all this weight, this bag, metaphorically, but it is weighing you down. And so that's what I do. I gotta get this out. I gotta get it out. And yeah, that's what writing does for me personally.
It's funny that you said that because that's what I related to. Bag lady.
Right. Carrying all them bags. That's what she's, yeah.
And that's true because you're carried bag from 1970.
Yes.
All the way up.
Right.
Girl, you can't hardly walk.
Right, because you holding on to all that stuff.
And you wondering why your back, your neck, your legs, and everything.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Girl.
Yes.
Bag lady.
Yep. Gotta let it go. Let go of them bags.
And I think that's the hardest part.
Even
though that's the best part.
Right.
But because girl, we deep.
Yes, we can go there. Yes.
Like heartbreak. Okay.
Right.
We know that that's the best thing could have happened to us.
Exactly. But it still hurt.
But we run around still crying.
He still hurt. Yep.
Still saying, well, what I do?
Right. Why?
Some people still want closure.
Right. I'm like, what you waiting on? You might not never get that closure from that other person.
If you get the closure, you're gonna still feel bad because they're gonna turn everything on you.
Right, exactly. Because what is it gonna change? Exactly. You don't need no closure.
You don't need no closure, girl. You don't even need a conversation. But that's what we do.
Right.
We do.
Right. We do.
Especially if you're the person that's hurt.
Right.
They did something to you.
Exactly.
So you're the one just can't breathe, can't go to work. They live their life.
Exactly.
Girl,
Can't think straight, nothing. Right. Exactly. Been there, done that.
oh Lord, girl. Listen,
I'm telling you.
been there, but I got up and went to work now.
I know that's right. You got to make them coins.
I might didn't eat,
You
but
got to work, make them coins.
cause look, I could be heartbroken and broke and getting put out at the same
Right. Exactly. I'd rather keep my roof over my head and my
time.
groceries.
That's what I'm saying. So now, pain into purpose, because I love that, pain into purpose. I did an event like a couple years ago when I first moved to Alabama, and it was called How to Turn Your Pain into Purpose.
Okay.
So you help people turn their pain into purpose. What's one piece of pain you turn into power? Come on now.
One of those pieces, I would say the last piece that I went through, which is when I wrote my memoir, because normally I write poetry, so you can hide behind your poetry. But that particular experience, I couldn't hide behind the poetry, so I actually wrote a memoir and wrote it out for every experience that I went through during that relationship. And so that pain, I turned it into a purpose. I turned it into a whole book, and it kind of spiraled me into more so of my platform, because it's like I went through all that. I'm like, all that ain't going to waste, no. Like I can't sit back and be this little quiet, shy, I can't do that no more. I couldn't do that no more. So I was like, but yeah, when I wrote that book, Rose Wrapped in Thorns, when I lived that experience, rather, that pain there was, I won't say it was necessarily worse, but because it was a shorter span, it was deeper. The pain cut a little deeper than even the long marriage and divorce.
Oh, I can believe that.
Yeah, it did.
And sometimes it just depends on your investment in that relationship. That's
right.
Girl,
yes, girl. I'm telling you. Right.
Exactly. Don't get me to talk about it.
Right. You hit it dead on the nail. You did. You hit it dead on the nail.
Because, girl, let me tell you, it will. So do you ever think about maybe your book can become a movie?
I actually have thought about that. I've mentioned it to a couple of people, a playwright in Augusta, one gentleman, and then he didn't do anything with it. I don't think he didn't even get the book yet, so I won't say he didn't like it or not. He just didn't go that far. But I did give it to a producer in Augusta recently, so I'm waiting to when him and his significant other read and say, we can do something with this, because yeah, it's kind of along the line, because I went through some stuff in that marriage. I mean, not marriage, Lord Jesus. I went through some stuff in that relationship that was, to me, almost like a movie. That's why I wrote the book. Right, because it was stuff that a lifestyle that I had never lived. Like, not being judgmental or anything, but it was a lifestyle that I never lived. I described him some of my friends, in a sense, it was like Players Club or something. The movie, like, and I didn't grow up that way. I didn't live the way this young man lived, when his true colors came out. So it's like I had my girlfriend was like, this can't be true. That you lying. That ain't going on. This is going on. So I was like, I got to write this. I couldn't hide behind the porch. I got to actually write this out for what it was. And air out all, my dirty laundry. I had to put it all out there on paper. But again, the Lord used that, for my good. So. Yeah.
So after all of this, okay, wait, okay. So when you started seeing the bad side of everything changing, did you start writing then or after it was over with?
I was more so actually TikTok. If you look at my early TikTok days a few years ago, that's how I journaled. I didn't write. I wrote my poems, but I didn't have time to sit down and write poems all day. And so, I journaled through my TikToks. Whether it was a song, something that I felt, that's how I processed everything in the moment. But I started actually towards the end, when I was actually had planned my exit strategy, talked to the department people, all that stuff. At the end, I started writing the end of it, and then so I could put it back with the beginning and fill in the middle. So that's how I did that one. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you believe so many people struggle to use their voice? And how do you help them unlock it?
I would say possibly like me for many years, you're afraid, you're ashamed. I always tell people I didn't want to be in the spotlight. I'm still not trying to be in the spotlight, but you don't want to air your dirty laundry. You don't want everybody like, ooh, well, she did this, she did that, or why. But God said, no, you need to write this out for what it was. And that's what I did. I wrote it out for what it was. And so I hope that I can help people to like, look, it's okay. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to be embarrassed. Write your story. Somebody out there needs to hear it or read it rather. But somebody out there needs to know what you went through to help them either prevent them from going through something similar, or if they have gone through something similar, help them to know, okay, she made it through. I can too. Mm-hmm.
Now you said a mouthful. Because people don't know what you go through.
They don't. Nope.
You can look just polished. You can smile all the time. You can wear the clothes. You can, but people don't know what you either going through or have gone through.
Exactly.
Everybody got a testimony.
Exactly.
I don't
They do. Right.
Everybody got a testimony.
Yep.
So I do feel like because I am a believer of women empowerment. I am definitely a believer in that. And I do feel like I hate when women, and I don't know, I don't understand this, and I guess I never will. Women, they won't come together for each other.
No, it's hard.
It's so hard. And I just never, ever understood that, because why?
Right.
Women we are the most powerful people on this earth.
Yes.
We can do something that a man can never, ever do.
Right. Exactly.
And that's their children.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we are even more powerful together than everybody being separated. Yes. And all of us have different journeys. And if we just were to, and especially keep our teenagers, our middle schoolers, just wrap our arms around them and let them know we see you.
Right. Exactly. We see you. We understand. We might not relate wholeheartedly 100% because of age groups, but we see you.
We see you.
And we're here. You can ask us questions.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, Elaine is so sweet. I just love her. Listen, this is one of my riders right here. She said, yes, it's a lot to process. Her father and grandmother, which is my father's mother, they passed 2 weeks apart, and I didn't think I would ever get over this. But I did with the help of family and friends. I just didn't realize how strong of a woman I was until this happened. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Exactly. We don't know the strength that we have until something happens.
Right.
Well, Elaine, I'm praying for you whenever it did happen. I'm still, if it was years ago, I'm still praying for you, because death is something you never, ever get over.
Right.
I don't care. And it's going to happen.
It's inevitable.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand. But I love the part where you help women, you help people in general just, unlock their voice, because there are so many people won't say anything because a lot of times they're embarrassed or they think people are not going to believe them.
Right. Right. Exactly. And so,
what does purpose look like for someone who feels lost or broken?
What does purpose look like for someone who feels lost or broken? Don't look inside yourself. Don't look inside yourself. I know we all have different beliefs, but look to your higher power, of course, Lord Jesus Christ, but don't look within yourself, because you're not going to find it there, because it's bigger. Your purpose is bigger than you. Yes, it's bigger than you.
Hold on. I'm learning my tools, y'all. All
right. I got another clap.
Girl, yes, you did, because you said something.
Yeah.
Your
Mm-hmm.
purpose is always bigger than you, even
Yeah. Even.
even when you
Mhm.
don't see it.
Yes. Yes.
Come on.
Exactly. Right. Come
Even
on,
when you
agree.
don't see it, your purpose is
Yes.
always bigger than you.
Yes, it is. It
And
is.
that's where we again
Mm-hmm.
come together and we lift each other up and let
Right.
women and young women, y'all, even men, because
Right. We
something,
are people.
we all are and
Mm-hmm.
men process stuff so much different than we do.
Mm-hmm.
But they are humans as well as we are, and they get
Mm-hmm.
tired, they
Yeah.
get depressed, that the
Mm-hmm.
men are,
Right. They
not
hurt
all,
too. Right.
not all,
Some
but
of them. Right.
some are the head of the household. So they have not
Right.
only that, they have life, they have work.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're
they
carrying
do
a
the same.
load. Right.
Yes, they
Mm-hmm.
do. They
Mm-hmm.
do. But it's hard to
Yeah.
get a man to open up now.
It is. It is. Like pulling teeth.
Woo, girl, honey. Woo,
Yes.
it is hard.
Right.
All right. This is such a good conversation, y'all.
Yes, it is.
Our Words Matter Authors Expo. What
Yes.
inspired you to create the Our Words Matter Authors Expo?
Well, actually, of course, I had been writing my books for a while, but one of my cousins, she sent me I think in Facebook Messenger, she sent me a news link where the school in Miami, it was a school in Miami where they sent home permission slips for the children to get signed by their parents to read a book by an African American author. Right, right. And I'm like, wait a minute, because she knew I was an author, so so I'm like, huh, wait a minute. So, and I watched it, watched the thing on YouTube and everything, and I'm like, they weren't vulgar books, they weren't, nothing of that nature. They just were books by African American authors. This is when all that was really heavy with them removing our books out of the schools and the libraries and all the things. So and I saw that. I'm like, I'm a mama, I'm a grandmama, on top of being an author. And our books can't be, our children got to go through all this to read a book by one of us. Like, that just didn't sit right with me. And so I prayed, okay, Lord, what can I do? It's got to be something, something big, something I can do, because I'm a natural caregiver, nurturer, that's just me. So I'm like, it got to be something I can do. And I prayed about it, and he gave it to me. Do the, an author expo, Black Author Expo, and it's not about excluding anyone else, but it's about keeping us from being excluded, if you will, like keeping us relevant, like letting people know we're here. We're good authors. We're most of us are indie authors, independent authors, but our work is relevant too. People need to hear our stories, whether you write fiction, your memoirs, any genre, whatever genre, our words matter. And
Right.
that's where it came from. I had to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never in my life heard. I mean, they've already
Yeah.
taken
Right.
history out of,
Right.
and now you got to get a permission slip.
Right. I was
Wow.
like, what? Like,
So do
seriously?
so do so do did all children have to have a permission slip?
Well, as far as that school in Miami, I can't remember what grade it was, but they sent home permission slips to the parents. It was on the news.
So I wonder, do they send home permission slips to
Right, to read other
the,
books by other
yeah,
authors, Right. Exactly. Yeah.
this world?
Yes, this world, and this has only been a few years ago, because this will be the third year for the expo. So basically, that was 4 years ago, because it was before it actually happened. The expo actually happened, and so it hasn't been that long ago.
So so when you first started the expo, how was the turnout?
The turnout was pretty well. It was a little slow with I guess patrons because I we went through so much that year. Okay. I initially planned it for July. And mind you, I had just moved back here the previous year. So my kids are grown. So, the grandkids weren't even in school yet. So I didn't know that Aiken County had changed the school calendar to July instead of August. So I was, getting everything together, and the lady that I was renting the building from that owned the Citizens Park Office and Conference Center here in Aiken, Miss Mary, we were like talking, and she kind of like helped me because she was excited too about it. And so we realized that schools, parents are getting their kids school clothes. That's money, So we sat and talked. Right. So we sat and talked, and we pushed it to October. And you remember Hurricane Helene snuck up on us. So I had to change it. So that's how I got pushed to November. But everybody, like the people that were kind of like behind the scenes helping me, my graphic artist, Tiffany Carter, Live Your Best Life, Carmelita, she was helping me with like, just promos and all that stuff. DJ David King out of Atlanta, he was, I hired him for the DJ. So we all were, as soon as we heard about the hurricane, they all were messaging me, okay, what we're going to do, what we're going to, because we didn't know, like, oh my God. So we moved it to November, figured, okay, everything would be over with by then, Yes, I had to move the interview. I had an interview with Sean Cavenstock on WJBF6. I had to actually, because, our power was in and out, internet was everywhere. So I had to get a friend of mine. She lives in South Carolina, but she's a little bit closer to Georgia. So she was able to have internet access to email him for me, let him know, hey, what are we gonna do? Reschedule the interview. So we got all that. But it was that time was wild, but it didn't stop us though. It didn't stop. Yeah, it didn't stop us.
Didn't
exactly.
Stop.
Right. It did.
But wanted you to stop.
Right. I'm like, goodness, like everything, those low vendors, and then the hurricane, like, really? And I don't know if you were still here back then, but it was rough on both sides of the river. It was rough.
Yeah, my family's still there, so I'm always down there. So my family's still there. But okay, then the second year came around. So
the second year we actually hosted it at my church. I wanted to pour back into them. But my church is not a big church. So this year we're going to have it at a larger venue. But the turnout was well, lots of people came and supported. We always have a food vendor as well. But yeah, lots of people came out and attended. Authors were, making sales. They were obviously your goal is to sell your book. So that happened, so it was good. We just need a bigger space this year, so we'll be in a bigger spot.
Well, that's good. Bigger.
Yes.
Do you have opportunities for vending and stuff like that, or it's just
yes? Okay. No, I always keep it because people love books, of course, but you want to have a little variety, a little, just not to make it all okay, just authors, So I do usually have like a community vendor. I have like a crafter, or of course the food vendors. Because people want to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what I've learned, like with certain events that I've done, now some of them do require cater but I've learned having food trucks. You don't have to worry about no food. You don't have to worry about no budget for no food.
Right. Exactly.
Go to the food truck.
Right. Exactly.
So are you now? When is it going to be this year?
It's going to be Saturday, November the 14th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's going to be here in Aiken at the Senior Life Services Center on 1310 East Pine Log Road in Aiken.
So whenever you get your flyers made, make sure you get them to me. So.
Yes, ma'am. I would definitely get it out to you.
So I can, put them all in, honey.
Yes. Yes.
So when people look back at your work years from now, I'm talking about years from now, what do you want your legacy to say about you?
I want my legacy to say that she lived, she bloomed, she experienced life and she kept going. She didn't give up. That's what I want them to know, that she didn't give up.
And she conquered.
Exactly. She conquered her, I won't say her fears, but she conquered all her obstacles and she kept going. and she rose.
Yes.
Yeah, like was it Maya Angelou? Still I rise, I rose.
That's right, girl.
Yes, ma'am. That's
I
right.
have thoroughly enjoyed this. I
Me
really have. So
too.
tell everybody how to follow you, stay connected with you on all social media platforms. Just tell
Mhm.
it all.
Yes. Well, yes, you can follow me on most social media platforms. I'm Debra Jefferson, of course, over here on Facebook. And Debra Jefferson 76 on Instagram. I'm Hairbest Thoughts on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I'm Hairbest Thoughts there. So yeah, you can. I'm there. Website hairbestthoughts.com. But I'm all over. So
There, y'all. She's
yes,
all over.
yes,
And she will be interviewing me.
yes. I was like, I didn't want to release the announcement too soon with the graphics. I'm like, I don't want to confuse people. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, who, what?
Yes, she will be interviewing me, you guys. And
Yes,
actually, she will be the very first person, I think, to ever interview me.
oh my
I
God,
think so
this
because
is a treat.
because usually I'm the interviewer. So,
Right,
I
yes,
don't think about I think about interviewing. I don't ever
right,
think about getting on
mm,
somebody else's platform. I just don't
right,
think about it.
right. I got
So,
you.
but my daughter was like, when we talked, she was like, Mom,
Mhm.
you need to get on other platforms. I was like, you're right.
Right,
You need to get on other
exactly.
platforms. Okay.
Right, that's right. Get you a new
Yes,
audience. Let people know, hey, this
yes,
is me, Vicky P.
yes, yes. So I am
Yes,
definitely honored to come on to your podcast, you guys.
I'll be
And
honored to
we're
have
gonna drop the
you.
flyers. I already
Yes,
have the flyer, but I was like you, I didn't want to get people
right,
confused.
exactly. Because they will see both of our names and like, wait a minute, which one? Huh? Who? What?
So I will
Right.
be dropping my flyer tonight
Yes,
as soon as
me
we
too.
drop it, guys.
Right.
Come. My ladies, come on
Yes.
over to
Come
her.
on over. Yes, come on
Click like
over.
and share. Come on
That's
over.
right.
But Miss Deborah, thank you for the work you're
Mhm.
doing through Harabed's Thoughts and Our Words
Mhm.
Matter Authors Expo. You're
Ah,
building spaces. I mean,
yeah.
spaces that change lives. If
Mhm.
tonight touched you, you keep it to yourself. I
That's
keep
right.
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 But if tonight touched you,
Mhm.
don't keep it to yourself.
That's right.
Tell her, him, her, and him.
Right.
And tell
Mhm.
them to go follow her and to come
Yes.
follow me.
Yes,
Okay?
that's right. That's right.
Share this episode, follow
Yes.
Deborah, and
Yes.
support her mission at
That's
haroldbedsthoughts.com.
right. Yes. And if you
I'm
would like
your
to sponsor
girl.
the expo, let me know. We are still accepting sponsors if anyone would like to sponsor.
So she said so. See, when her flyers and stuff come out, I'm definitely gonna
Mhm.
have them in my rotation of promoting
Okay.
you guys. So,
Yeah,
but
awesome.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
I'll definitely put it in my rotation of
Okay, thank
promoting
you.
from the beginning to the end, especially when you drop the ones for the flyers,
Yes, with the
um, for
sponsors
the
and everybody on
for
there.
the vendors, for all of that. Like whatever steps you
Mhm.
go in, just get me the flyers.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I will get them to
but
you. Yes, ma'am.
please share this episode. Follow Miss Deborah. And you
Mhm.
guys know I am your girl, Vicky P.
That's
And
right.
remember, your story is not just a chapter,
Mm-mm.
it's a catalyst. Did
Yes.
y'all hear me?
That's right. Tell them.
It's a catalyst.
That's right.
Now, we're going to let Miss Deborah go because I have to do my promoting. And then we're going to call it a night because you guys need to join me Thursday, same time, not the same place. I will be on YouTube. I
Okay.
am one of the hosts for Allegedly Media, you
Mhm.
guys. So join me Thursday
Yay.
on YouTube. But Miss Deborah, thank you so much for coming on, and I will see you when I am sitting on the other side.
Right. Yes.
I
Yes.
can see how that feel, girl.
I know. I can't wait. It's gonna be so exciting.
I don't have to do no work. But
That's right.
just be like, just ask a
Just
question. But
sit
anyway,
there.
thank you so much, Miss Debra,
You're
and I will see
welcome.
you very, very soon.
All right. Thank you
Good
so much
night.
for having me. Bye, everyone.
So you guys go follow Miss Debra. Miss Debra has so many great things that she's doing, that she's putting together, all of these events. Listen, we can't just sit around and say that there's nothing for us to do. When people sit around and say it is nothing for us to do, nowhere for us to go, nowhere for us grown people to go. Yes, it is. It's a lot of places for us to go. All right, now let me go ahead and get into my promoting. Y'all know I'm like the hype girl sometimes, y'all know how I do. Here we go. Let's see what we have. Western Night Boots, Hats, and Buckles Edition, Friday, June 27th. It is at 1515 North Lake Road, Augusta, Georgia, featuring Nephew Jones. Hold on one second, you guys. I got to do one little thing. One little thing. Okay. Now, featuring Nephew Jones, and That's My Type of Carrying On. That's my type of carrying on. All right. And we will have Temperature, Clay Banks, Indy 500, and Chucky Man. And this will be hosted by none other, Chaz, the Boy Wonder. July 25th. Y'all, I'm going to get my sexy voice on, okay? This is the ultimate night of R&B and soul of the Manhattans, featuring Gerald Austin and special guest Tony Howard and the Motowners. This will be at the Miller Theater, 708 Broad Street, Augusta, Georgia. For more information, contact 706-842-4000 and co-host Nelson Sugar Shack Man Curry, and hosted by 96.3 Kiss FM Minnesota Fast and the Mighty Peanut. Listen, me and hubby will be in the house for this, you guys, definitely. And I think that's all I have tonight. I think I need to upload the rest of them, you guys. Well, anyway, you guys, it's been a whole vibe tonight from Mr. Garry Percell, the guitarist, the musician. You guys go follow him, listen to his music. He is awesome. To Miss Debra Jefferson, she is a catalyst. She is an author, a poet. She is a poetry. She does. She has a podcast. She is a gumbo. Go follow her. So listen, I will be dropping the flyer for my interview with Miss Debra, and I hope to see you guys same place and the same time, but it will be on her StreamYard, not Vicky P. But anyway, guys, it's always a vibe on the Live with Vicky P show. And until Thursday, I will see you Thursday on YouTube, Allegedly Media. I am one of the hosts, Vicky P. And listen, let me tell y'all something. We give away cash prizes. So you guys, last week we gave away a $50 cash prize. And Miss Elaine Chris, my girl, she won the $50, but she was not on. So my people need to come on over and win this money and get this money. All right, ladies. You guys have a good night. I will see you guys on Thursday. YouTube, Allegedly Media. And it's always a vibe on the Live with Vicky P show. Good night, guys.